Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone around the world. This is Paul Sisler with The Alternative. All right, on today's segment for In the Moment, Jay is still on vacation. Yes. He's somewhere down south, I think. I don't know. Anyways, he's living it up, partying, getting drunk, entertaining people. We know how Jay is. Anyways, our co-host today is again the beautiful, the wonderful, the absolute, just awesome author of Lucid, L.R. Evans. How are you doing?
I'm feeling catalicious today. Meow.
All right. So I'm going to do something special today. I am going to put the link into the chat. Now, before I do that, people that are in the chat that are here listening, be kind, be respectful. Okay. Anyone that's not, I will hurt them. Okay. Why is it not letting me? Okay. Command P. There we go. Okay. So that should allow you to come up into the chat. Jay, I see you there. If you could click on the link in the chat, I want to make sure it works. Otherwise, that will just take away from the whole show.
Jay, you better hope it works, or else we're going to talk about zombies and vampires again.
That's right.
You best make it work.
Yeah. It should work because I know that one time I was on a show with Matt Skidmore and he put the link in the chat and I clicked on it and was able to come onto the show. So I know it's got to work. It's better work. Of course, I still don't see Jay, so maybe it doesn't.
Maybe Jay left.
Could have.
Hang on. I'll try to do it on my phone. Give me a second.
All right.
No, there'll be two of me. Yay. Oh, go away. There it goes. Oh my gosh. Why am I getting like all of the notifications now? All right. And we clicky. We try to find it and it doesn't come up. Okay. Well, that's fun. I love that for me. Ah, there we go. That was 6 days ago. That's 2 weeks ago. That's 13 days ago. Where's the live? Hang on a minute. I'll click this. There it goes. 13 days ago. And then I click the button and I hit the open button and entering the studio. Open this page in Safari.
You got to do it in Chrome. It won't work in Safari. But the fact that you got that far tells me it works. All right. It's good to know, though. It's good to know. So if you're in there and you'd like to come up and advertise your book, if you're an author, let me know. Just come on up. I'll put you on the show. We'll put your book up here, and we will let people know where they can buy it.
I'm requesting access. Oh, it makes me enter a name.
There you go. All right. So just so you know, we have Luke number 2. Okay. There we go. Just so everyone knows it does work. There we go. And kick from studio. There we go. Kick the guest. Okay. I don't want to ban them from rejoining. So there we go. All right. So like I said, the link is up in the comments section. feel free to join in, and I'll bring you up if you have a book, you want to ask us a question, whatever the case is. In the meantime, what can we talk about? How many Eds are there?
Oh my God. I woke up this morning. Well, not this morning because, that's lame. But I woke up at like 3 p.m. and I've been sleeping in a lot lately. And the first thing I see is Ed having a conversation with himself in the fucking Twitter sphere. I'm sitting here like, how many Eds are there? I saw Nyatt and Marnie. I don't even know I think Jay got in on it. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't change mine because like I just changed my profile picture to like my book and I didn't want to change it, but
yes. No, it was I come into that space and I see like 5 or 6 Eds and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It's the Jay cult all over again.
All right. Where we stole Jay's fucking icon.
Yes, Marnie and Anaya, they're just, oh my God, they're having fun with it.
Anaya. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all right. If anyone doesn't know what's going on, just follow any of us and all that, and come into our spaces. I mean, you'll see the icon for Ed like on 5, 6, 7, 8 different people. And of course, the conversations that we have is just unbelievable. Hello, Faye. How you doing? Love ya. Nice for joining. Thanks for joining us. The link is in the chat. Feel free to come up if you like. We're just shooting the shit today. If people have a book or they have a question for us, if they have a book, they can come up and tell us a little bit about their book. I'll share. I'll create a banner and share it with everyone so they know where to find it. And other people, if you want to come up, if you got some poetry you want to read, hey, come on up. We'll let you read some poetry. If you got a question for either one of us, come on in and let us know. Ask us a question. Well, definitely.
While we're waiting, why don't you tell us a little bit about the book that you're currently working on?
Oh, which one?
Well, whichever one you're most passionate about at the moment.
Okay, well, I have Blood Schism. Basically, the main character is an intersex sex worker, and she's serving a client. Client leaves. Next client comes in, and before you know it, she's getting bit in the neck and is now becoming a vampire. And as the story goes on, you start to see this whole underworld of vampires opening up. And throughout the story, you're going to find out that she's got the blood of druids. So she is a mix of druid and vampire. And this is, I believe, one of the first vampire stories that I've seen with vampires and druids. So, and I'm really changing up the lore. Hello, Van. How are you doing? Thank you for jumping in. I appreciate it. Feel free. The link is in the comments to come on up and say hi. Or if you have a book you want to share with everybody, let us know.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I really liked about your first chapter was how concisely and efficiently that you introduced the stasis and got the story started. So it was like, here is like what, I forgot her name. What the fuck's her name? Iris, right. This is how Iris's everyday life is, basically. This is what she does with her clients. This is how she is. This is how she's lived her life. And then we immediately in the same chapter shift over to the inciting incident. A lot of authors struggle with that, me included. It's really bad to where like my openings tend to be like a little bit slower in the first or second draft, but you just came out swinging.
Oh, yes. And then the second chapter, I kind of show you the underworld of the vampires. The third chapter, I kind of dig into Donovan a little bit more as Donovan comes to rescue her from the vampires and basically is turning on his own, which now creates a war between vampires. And of course, in chapter 4, you're going to meet some of the first of the druids. So that's going to bring that all together. And then, of course, the story is just, it's just going to mount, like you wouldn't believe. because there's even a battle within the Druids that's going on that, obviously you don't know about yet because I haven't, read anything that far. But yeah, so, and it's going to be an absolute just it's going to go into battles, and it's really not even about vampires and druids when you get down to it. It's about people and how they interact with each other and how they treat each other. So again, everything that I do has a political undertone, kind of like TJ, and I know how much you love TJ.
We all love TJ.
TJ starts out with a 8-year-old child that is severely abused by his father and mentally abused by his mother. And of course, because of this abuse, he basically manifests these superpowers, and he murders his parents. And then from there, as the chapters go on, he continues to manifest more powers. And most people are going to think of him as a demon, because of the people that he kills along the way, and yet every killing he does is justified. So it's kind of like what I basically done. What's that?
A baby Dexter.
Well, yeah, and basically what I've done is I've also altered the complete lore in relation to angels and demons, where basically they've been here forever and ever. And what I've done is in 1968 created the manifestation of the first demon or angel, as it may be. So, and again, it's like everything that everybody's always talked about in their religions and stuff like that, and have never seen anything because nothing ever existed prior to this. And now here is the manifestation creation of this demon. So basically, TJ takes all the lore from all of the other religions and stuff like that and manifests it upon himself and becomes all of these things.
Kind of like speculative fiction a little bit there. I like that. I like writing that. This could actually happen in real life, like, because we've taken so much from reality and put it into our stories that it could be an alternate timeline of sorts. I like that. I do the same thing in the RimWorld trilogy with the dreams and stuff like that. Like,
Yes.
Sometimes you have these really vivid dreams or something, and you feel and you hear and you touch and you can see everything so vividly. And it's like, oh my God, like I felt like that was real life. And those dreams end up being the ones where you've traveled to RimWorld. So anytime that like you have like a really vivid dream where you can taste and touch and feel and all that good shit, it's actually because you traveled to RimWorld in that dream. So I like that.
I know. Then I have Breathe, which is my dystopian future. It's basically a how people are enslaved, and they have these oxygen tanks that they wear on their backs, and it has 12 hours of oxygen, and they have to get up and go to work. And then when they go to work, they take off their oxygen tank. They're allowed to breathe fresh air, and they work a 12-hour shift. And then when they're done for the day, they get to fill their tank. And this ensures that they come back to work tomorrow. And the only thing they get at work is food. That's it, and oxygen. So it's called Breathe. And then the last one that I'm working on, that, and again, these are the 4 that I'm putting time into. It's called Wallpaper. And I don't know if I've told you and all that. I kind of, when I talked about it, I talk about this couple that buy this house, and they're starting to renovate it, and they discover the names on the back of the wallpaper. And then, of course, they call the police and come to find out that it's human flesh that was used as wallpaper. The couple is going to be a gay couple. So I haven't disclosed that until, just recently and all that my couple that's buying the house is a gay couple. So, and what's really weird is that all the people's names that are on the wallpaper are connected to both of them throughout their lives. So,
well, you know me. If it's got the gay, I'm all for it. So give me the gay. Give me a wholesome gay love story.
Yeah. And what's really weird is that these two didn't know that they were connected like that. And yet it's like, wow, they came together, they bought this house. And then you're going to find out that there's obviously somebody in the back scenes that coordinates all of this to ensure that they meet till all of this happens, which is obviously the killer who's killed everybody and put their flesh up on the wallpaper, put their flesh up as wallpaper, and is now framing them as the culprits. So it's going to be intense.
That's going to be really fun. I'm excited to hear that, to read it.
Yeah. The hardest part about that is making the connections and the control of the murderer realistic. Like, how can he control where you go to school? How you end up meeting somebody, to ensure that all of these different things work to where, that they actually meet and like each other, and all of this. And the killer is going to surprise everyone when they find out who the killer is and where the connect is. But if they look for the Easter eggs in the story, they should be able to figure it out.
I love doing that too. Like, my favorite thing is redirecting, like having an unreliable narrator, basically. Having characters who are confident in what they say, not necessarily the main character or the narrator, but the characters around them. They're so confident in what they say. They're like, this is what happened. We're sure of it. It was because your seal cracked a little bit here, and that's why this is happening. Like, you have a memory seal or whatever, and like, they're like really confident in it. And since the main character doesn't know shit about the world, they just accept it. And then we find out later, oh no, it was actually this. Another character comes in and like is really confident, like, no, they had it all wrong, it was actually this. And then we believe that because we have no context for it. And you never know what to believe throughout the book until like finally we get to the big end. And then you have so many trust issues at that point that you're like, I don't even know if this is even fucking the truth. Like, I guess we'll just go with it and see if this is the truth.
Yes. No, I like putting a lot of Easter eggs in it. Well, just like with TJ and all that, the little different things that I feed in there, like the eating of the apple, the different numbers, the times and stuff like that. With Blood Schism, again, the Easter eggs, her name, all these different things that have a meaning or an association. I love doing that. And what makes that so nice is there's a lot of books out there that when you read them, that you go through it and it's like, damn, that was a good book, and it's like, God, I want to read that again. And you go back through and it's just like, oh, I missed that the first time. Oh, I missed that. Oh my God. Oh, that foreshadowed that. Oh, what else did I miss? Oh my God, yeah. Always read a book twice.
It's just like The Haunting of Hill House. If nobody's watched it all the way through, plug your ears, because I'm gonna like drop some spoilers. But okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I gave you a warning. Okay, so The Haunting of Hill House. Like, when I got to the end on the first watch and saw that Brokeneck Lady was fucking Nell the entire time, I was like, oh my God, like that colors the entire like past episodes of the show. So after I finished watching it, I rewatched it because it was like it was like, now with that in mind and knowing how this whole thing ends and like what was the problem and like the back like what was the catalyst for all this shit that happened throughout the entire thing that was a mystery. Rewatching it was like, oh my God, like the foreshadowing. I love fucking foreshadowing. I love it, especially when it's done in such a niche way, like such a like little tiny fucking clues that you have no fucking hope of piecing together as you watch it. And it only makes sense until when you get to the end and the big reveal happens. I love that shit.
Now, you want to know what's loaded with Easter eggs? The Devil in Ohio.
Oh, I like that. I need to rewatch it actually, because after I got to the end, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Rewatch it and you're going to know how it ends. I mean, when you rewatch it, it's just like, oh my God, I should have seen that. Oh my God, I should have seen that. Remember in the opening when she has the knife? Why does she have the knife?
I actually don't remember that. Like when you talked about the knife, I suddenly remembered that other Netflix show that I just watched. What was it called? Oh, the one that dealt with SA really, really well. She got a job at the New York Times. Oh, help me.
I don't know.
Oh, that's driving me nuts. It's fine. We'll let it go. But yeah, no, I need to rewatch Devil in Ohio for sure.
You know, at the beginning when she's running through the cornfield.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a car coming and she has the knife in her hand and she throws it back.
Oh, no, I remember that because like later the sheriff finds it.
Right. Why did she have the knife?
That makes sense because someone else was carving into her. So why did she have a knife?
Or did they?
She didn't carve it into herself. That's you can't reach back there. I mean, I guess I assume that she took the knife from the people who were carving into her and ran off.
Oh, wait till you rewatch it.
Yeah, I'll rewatch it. We'll see what happens. But Haunting of Hill House for sure. Like that shit, like really put some Easter eggs in there to where when I got to the end, I had to go back and rewatch. Like, oh man, this makes everything fucking make sense. I love that click moment at the end when I don't see it coming because like I can guess the end of movies.
The one with all the young kids that are in basically the hospice ward.
Oh, I loved that one. I thought the whole time there was going to be some kind of supernatural element in it, and then to find out at the end that no, there's no supernatural element. It's really just their fucking meds fucking with their brain and shit. I loved that. So I need to rewatch that. It still didn't make sense though, because why did Chicklet keep seeing the old lady and the dude kept seeing the old man? Like that was oddly specific hallucinations. Like, so it still leaves some wiggle room there to like, maybe there was something supernatural going on too, but like it wasn't the
season
focus.
2. You'll find out in season 2.
It's going to be a season 2. I'm so stoked. When's it coming out?
Don't know. But apparently there's supposed to be a season 2. We'll see.
I can't wait. That was brilliant. And I loved how like the stories all rolled in together too. Like the stories that kept sharing. What was that called? Midnight Club. It was called the Midnight Club. I hear the book was a lot better. People are actually pissed about the adaptation. So I'm like, oh, well, I never read the book. So that's why I'm not mad. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah. All right. Just so those that are coming in and all that, just so you know, there is a link in the comments for you to come up if you want to be a part of the show. Share your book, ask a question, read some poetry. Feel free to click on the link and come on up. If you can't see the link in the comments, please let me know and I will put it back in there again for you. No, but the little Easter eggs in these shows, it's just it's awesome. It's awesome. Love it.
I've always liked the Easter egg thing. Like when I first fell in love with it, it was probably when I read She Who Must Not Be Named's Harry Potter series. When I read that and got to, I think it was Prisoner of Azkaban, but I'm not sure. The one where Rita Skeeter was a beetle the entire time, and that's how she was getting her stories. So like she could like change into a fucking beetle. That was like the thing for me because that reveal at the end made me go like, oh my God, I love the twisty turny shit that's happening here. And that's like how I do my writing now. I like the twisty turny shit that I see because so often I can predict how a fucking story is going to end. Like I see it coming. And I'm like, oh, please make me work harder for this shit. Like I love it when like I don't know. Like I have like so many clues, but I don't have enough clues to really piece it together. And then I get to the end and it's like, I fucking love that. It's maybe it's an ADD thing. Like pull me in like several different fucking directions, please.
Have you ever watched The Shining?
I haven't. I hear it's good. I do know the "here is Johnny" part, but I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, you ought to watch The Shining because The Shining's got a lot of Easter eggs in it, and it is creepy. I mean, it will lead you in a direction. Like, I mean, you know he's going to lose it. I mean, you just know that he is losing it and he's going to go fucking nuts. But you don't realize to the extreme until the extreme happens. But when you watch it a second time, it's all in there on what's going to happen. I mean, you can just tell that he's going to fucking lose it. And yeah.
I need to sit down and watch that because I know that it's popular, and I also need to read the book. Is the book any good? Like, honestly, like,
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
It
I know
is.
Stephen King, like, I don't mean to, like, I'm not insulting at all. Everyone has their own taste, but I just kind of feel like he kind of rambles a little bit. Same as Anne Rice, and I've read some of her books and really like the stories, but it's the writing style for me where it's like it's just a little bit too much description. So I was just wondering if The Shining was any better. Like,
well, the biggest problem with Stephen King's always got a great opening, he's got a great middle, and he has troubles closing it. And you can see that in a lot of his writings. And I think The Shining is probably his best piece of work.
Okay. I don't really see the slowdown in the end. It's more like I read Bag of Bones and I really liked Bag of Bones, like the story itself. But there was a lot of description about like when he did a flashback or something about the lady singing and shit like that. Like I liked it too. Like some of it was like concise, but then there was a lot of description in the lead up. Like, just get to the fucking point.
Right.
So
he's a drawn out writer, got to make it longer, got to do a lot of fill in, where you could probably cut a lot of his stories down. There's a lot of irrelevancy to the stories that are in there that, in my opinion, just isn't needed, but yeah, but it makes for a longer read. If you took out all of the descriptive stuff that truly has nothing to do with the actual story, you'd probably eliminate about half of the writing in the book.
Exactly. Like in one part of Bag of Bones, he described walking around with a boner because like his wife died and he just didn't feel like, beating himself off or whatever. And I'm like, okay, why does this need like to be 2 pages long? I don't get it. I get character development. You're sad that your wife's died and you're trying to like, come to terms with that, but it doesn't need to be 2 pages of boner talk. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. And Anne Rice kind of does the same thing when it comes to descriptions. I love her setting descriptions. Her setting descriptions are, oh my God, I'm there. I love it. But then when it comes down to character descriptions, it's like, please show, don't tell. Because like you told me so much about this Mora character. I think her name was Mona character. Like told me all about her, how smart she is and all this good shit. Just show me that. You don't have to give me 2 big ass fucking paragraphs telling me how smart she is before you show and demonstrate how smart she is. But that's just my personal taste. Some people like that.
Right. Now, one of my favorite writers that I think puts in like perfect description. I mean, you're there and you have a comprehension of everything that's going on. And that's Robert Jordan. I don't think Robert Jordan gets enough credit. For those that don't know who Robert Jordan is, one, Google him. God damn it. Google him. Conan the Barbarian. Okay. Robert Jordan. And then The Wheel of Time. I think it's Prime, Amazon Prime, that has come out with The Wheel of Time. I watched the first season. It's not as good as what the book is, but if you've never read the book, you're going to think that the show's done very well. But Wheel of Time, excellent story. Jay, how do you get in? There's a link up in the comments. Do you see it? How do I get in? Jay says, just look for it up in the comments. Can you see it? It should be right up above Faye. You just click on that and you can come in there. Anyways, Robert Jordan. I mean, you got to really. I tell you, read the book, The Wheel of Time Saga, Dragon Reborn. It's excellent. Oh my God, it's excellent.
I've heard a lot about Brandon Sanderson. I do think that he was self-published at first. I think that's what happened, or maybe he's just stayed self-published. Because I stay on top of all the self-publishing shit, like all the success stories, because you know me, I love self-publishing. That's my thing.
Yes.
Not any shade towards traditional publishing at all, though. Like that is for a lot of people, that's what works for them. But for me personally, I have authority issues. That's not gonna fucking work. As soon as you tell me that like I have to meet a certain deadline, I'm done.
Right. Well, and again, I mean, hell, let's discuss it. We're on here. I mean, publishing, self-publishing versus traditional publishing, there's benefits to both. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The benefit to self-publishing is, guess what? The book comes out the way you want it to come out. Everything that you write in there. Obviously, if you want to do it and do it right, you're going to hire an editor. You're going to hire a beta reader. You're going to hire somebody to help you with your cover art and stuff like that. It can get costly. Obviously, you can get something. Oh, there he is. He's here. Obviously, you can get something done very, very inexpensive. Hello, Jay.
Oh, hi. I apologize. That's my mom. I know.
Hello, Mom.
God damn it. Hi. Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm here. Holiday.
So how's your holiday so far?
Aggressive food poisoning towards the beginning. Lasted for about 3 days or so. Got on some antibiotics. So now I'm on antibiotics. I'm not spending a lot of time on the old porcelain throne. Now I'm, actually living like royalty and enjoying my time here. But it's been great. It's been one hell of a thing. There was a hurricane too. Some horrible hurricane was gonna sweep through here. That got dropped down to a category. Well, it got dropped down so far. It was like, oh, it's a category 4, doomsday. You guys are gonna get fucked because like category 5. Anyway, got dropped down from a 4, all the way down from a 2, down just being a tropical storm, which doesn't even register on a hurricane thing. So.
Oh man, I told you not to drink the water.
It wasn't the water. Actually, I know exactly what it was. It was the fucking airplane food. I ordered food on the airplane and it was fucked.
Told you not to eat those peanuts.
Could have
you know what
peanuts.
They do with those peanuts? You know what they do with those peanuts to give them the salty flavor, right?
They treat them with love and care and dignity.
There you go. All right. Oh, you're lagging really bad there, Jay. Oh, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, he's still there. There we go.
The internet is shit out here.
All right. I talked to Caesar from Forgotten Faces, and he's going to get back with me when the whole band can get together on a weekend. And I will create a special edition of the alternative with Forgotten Faces. So
great.
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
The flood has happened again. There's another flood.
Well, I don't think most of the. Do you really want another trial? Because it ended up with everybody becoming Ed.
Is that where that came from? The trial?
It was a string of events. We had your trial, and then the whole thing with Ed happened like today. They ended up having a second trial to like try to like I don't know what it was, but it was something involved with Ed. But if it wasn't for your first trial, they wouldn't have had a second trial, and just spirals out of control. You know how writers are. They just run with ideas.
My favorite was Marnie being confused about which trial she was in. She's like, my client Depp couldn't have been the one who committed the murder because he was filming the Pirates of the Caribbean at the time, Your Honor. And Gaston just took it. It was like accepted. It's a suitable
See,
alibi.
for those that aren't part of our writing community, you need to be a part of our writing community. We have fun. Oh my God, you will have fun. We get outrageous, we get crazy, we go off topic, and sometimes we don't even talk about books.
Mostly we don't talk about books.
But it spawns off creativity. That it does. It's a roller coaster, really.
Oh shit. Ed was tried in civil court for failure to ensure payment to his client, Lynn. Oh shit. Lynn's involved. I was telling Lynn about the trial last night, actually, when I was Ubering. Oh.
Yes, man. Oh my God, I'm seeing that. Love it. Yes, yes. When you come into our spaces, you're just going to love it. We go crazy. We come up with scenarios and things like that. Our imagination gets the best of us. We're running mock trials now, creating stupid things for litigation. It's fun.
Small child. Hi, small child.
I'm surrounded by all my like nieces and nephews and like second cousins. It's crazy.
Man, I'm feeling left out that I'm not the only one with fun burning in my hand. LOL. Oops, not the only one. Because we're both sitting here smoking fucking cigarettes. We couldn't do this on TikTok. We couldn't do this.
Not at all. These are great. They got little rainbows on them.
Oh, those are cute. Mine's just like really bland. Mine's just a cigarillo. Oh, look at it. It's all like rainbowy.
Yeah, it's
Good.
mystery flavored cigarettes. What's the flavor? I don't know. Sometimes it tastes like soap. Sometimes it tastes like candy.
Mexico don't give a fuck. They're like, our cigarettes are fucking candy flavored and cheap. Everybody smokes.
Yeah, just be careful with those antifreeze cigarettes.
It might be antifreeze flavor.
Antifreeze. This tastes like formaldehyde.
All cigarettes taste like formaldehyde and asbestos.
Yes.
Nobody.
That's why I vape now. That's why I vape now. That's why I vape now.
I keep trying to vape and it ain't working. Like I quit for like 3 months, 6 months at a time with vaping, and then I'm like, nah, I want to die.
I remember that. I was there. Good times, bad times. It was.
Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love, brother. And like I said, if you want, you're free to come on up. Just hit the link in the comments and all that, and you can come up and join us.
Paul, maybe you should put the link back in the bio, since like a lot. Oh, not the bio shit. Fuck, you know what I mean? In the comments, because like we've had a lot of comments. So Ed said there was no trial.
There you go.
You definitely should have slapped that into that group chat. That way, people could pop in.
Ooh, yes, that would have been smart.
Oh,
I'll put it on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter and all that. Yeah, I got asked to not put things into the group chat, so I've had like about 10 different group chats that have banned me from putting stuff in.
Sorry.
Like, oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm not directing this at you, Luke. Okay. I have like 10 chat groups that have said, Paul, please do not post your shows in the group chat.
Aggressive marketing.
And for those that are listening, I forget sometimes. Just please remind me if I do it. I go down. You know how when you do a tweet and then you hit the share it and then you hit send it through via DM or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'll click on that and I just run down the list and click on everything. And
Yeah.
I tried to remember who said not to, and then it's like, oh, okay, wait, they said not to. Okay, oh yeah, they said not to. Oh shit, they said not to also. Who else said not to? Okay, now I think I'm good. Okay, it's only in 10 group chats. It's into 15 individuals. Okay, this should work. And then I send it out.
Something that has helped with me, because like I've had to market my own books and shit before, and I've had that same issue. You can make a list of people who have given you consent to send them DMs about your shows and stuff like that, or groups that have said that it's okay for you to do that. And like I have a list of people, and like for my ARC readers and stuff like that for my book, like they're like, hey, yeah, I definitely want you to send me this. Here's my email, and you can DM me whatever you want to do. Get that permission first, and just have a whole list of people that you can send it to, and it'll make your life so much easier. Trust me. And then you just go down the list and add all the ads.
Yes. And I'm working on those lists, okay, because you got to remember, I have the alternative here where we do a lot of different things besides writing. We do rock and roll. We get vulgar on here, blah blah blah. Okay. Then there's the Vellum, which is a little bit more laid back, more focused on writing. Then I have the Flow, which is spirituality. Okay. Van that's in here. I'm going to talk with Van. I'm going to try to create a show with him. And Van, you get a chance, call me, because I also have a name for the show, Becoming Stoic. So it's going to be a stoicism show on what to read and stuff like that. And I've already got it planned out. Then Ariel, when he gets back from his vacation, I'm going to be starting up a political show with him focused on UBI. And then, of course, as you've also witnessed, I also do exclusive interviews. I've had Alice Little, a sex worker. I've had Lana Quest, who's got her own YouTube show, civil rights activist. I've had Madeline Ryan Smith, who is running for District 158 down in Georgia. So I cover a lot of topics, and there's a lot of different groups that say, no, not those tweets or those shows. But yes, please share this show with us, because we want to go to that.
You're going to have to create a list, is what you're going to do for each individual show, and just have that there in front of you, so that anytime you're doing your marketing and sending out your tweets, you have those lists for each individual show. It's a lot of work, but it'll be worth it.
Remember, though, I'm going to have about 10 different shows, and I'm going to have a lot of different exclusive shows that I do on different topics. So, yeah.
And Van, I just realized that your name was Van, and I think that's so cool, because I actually have a character named Van in my Tome Trials series that I will eventually write. So that's exciting. That's cool. I stole your name by accident. I thought it was original, but I guess not.
I think I might dip out. All of my little nephews and nieces are starting to conglomerate over here, and it's bad. But
that's the best. Let me talk to them. Put them on screen. Hey, hi, hello.
Hi.
They don't speak English.
Hola.
I like. We'll leave it at. It was great popping in. You guys are doing a bang up job. Love everything. I'm gonna go back to just watching it, but thought I'd pop in, say hi, and all that.
Well, we always do a bang something, you know. I mean, whether it's a bang up, bang down, bang in, bang out, it's a bang something.
Someone's doing something, but yes. Goodbye, everybody. So long.
Bye.
Thanks for joining, Jay.
Of course. Bye.
All right. All right. Back to publishing, self-publishing versus traditional publishing. When you self-publish, if you do it right, it's going to probably run you about 10 grand. If you do it right, it's going to run you about 10 grand.
No, I disagree.
You can do it cheaper. You can do it cheaper.
You can do it right for well under 10 grand, for real. I feel like I don't think 10 grand is is accurate.
Well, when I broke it down, because I was going to do mine, of course, I was doing a nonfiction political book that was 200,000 words. So that, again, you got to remember, I was looking at costs for that. And for me, the editing was going to run me about $3,000 in itself because of how big it was.
I don't know. I feel like you can get quality work done for well under that as well for editing, because for my 140K book that I had edited, it only cost me 400, and that was quality editing from somebody who's actually an editor for a publishing house. So how many words was the Red Herring?
Over 200,000 words. Plus,
200?
you got to remember it was a nonfiction, so I have cited sources that all have to be verified, put in order. Plus, I also had a structure of Chicago for the
it might be different for nonfiction. It might be different for nonfiction.
Right. Well, plus the writing style, the citing, and all of that stuff. There's a lot of detail that goes into that. So probably for fiction, it's probably, like you said, $400. That's a damn good price.
Mm-hmm.
We got a question here. What are your thoughts on Amazon publishing both Kindle and paper? Ooh, good question. I'll let you take that one.
Yay. I love it. I have heard a dissenting opinion recently about the quality of print for Amazon paper, like paperback and hardcover. Like some people are like, oh yeah, like that's really cheap paper and stuff like that. But hang on a minute. Let me get my book for you real quick. Oh my God. Ow, I died. It's okay. Is this one? Yes. Okay. So this is my book from Amazon paperback, and I should have mirrored my thing, but as you can see, it's done really well. It really just depends on if you get the dimensions right and everything for yourself. The paper quality is great. I love the paper. It's just like a regular book. You can't tell the difference from a traditionally published book and Amazon paperback or hardcover. I have.
Just to let you know, Luke, even though you see it in reverse, we see it correctly.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. So this is the same. This is a traditional book. Great Expectations that I bought from Half Price Books. It's traditionally published, and it's got the same cardstock for the back and all that good stuff. It's the same. So I don't see any difference in quality whatsoever for an Amazon Kindle or an Amazon paperback book or a traditionally published book. It's the same. It's perfect. So There's not really any difference. I think that if you do it right and you put the time and effort into making sure that you formatted it correctly and you've chosen the cream stock paper and all that good stuff, that it's basically unrecognizable from a traditionally published book.
Yes.
Self-publishing does get a lot of bad rap because people do forego the editing process, and with traditional publishing, you can't forego the editing process because there is an in-house editor. I'm sorry, I'm passionate about this. If you can't tell, I won't shut up.
Yeah. No, you're good. Again, in-house self-publishing, there is cost to it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And also it depends upon where you're at, where Luke was able to get an editor for $400. That's a damn good price. And I'm glad that you got the professional editing. It also depends upon what kind of editing you want done. If you're just wanting basically corrections made for how the language is supposed to be versus you want editing done that's going to say, hey, this paragraph doesn't make sense. This doesn't fill into the story. You might want to change that. Okay. So depending upon what you're wanting edited and how you're wanting to do it, the cost is going to vary. Okay.
That's true. I was lucky enough to have Jody Jensen is my editor. She's on Twitter. If you guys want to check her out, it's @WritesJody. I'm sorry, I know I'm plugging her, but I plug her at every fucking opportunity I get because she's fantastic. She's brilliant. She does the copy editing. She does the developmental edits, all that good stuff for you. And she really takes her time through it. She gives you an overall, her own opinions on it at the top of her editing sheet that she gives you. She tells you what all of your overused words are. She offers some things that, like, you can't even run through like a thing, like through a spell check or whatever. She sends stuff like, she told me that I was using too little contractions because I was trying to make my character sound more ye olde English or whatever. And she's like, that just makes it read kind of like choppy. Like, try to add in some more contractions there. That's shit that you can't get from just running it through spell check or whatever. So she did all of that for only $400 for a 140,000 word book. It was fantastic. And I see that you put a new question in there. My wife just published her first book on Amazon, and we're both thoroughly lost on things like promoting, is it worth it, etc., versus a traditional publisher that might be able to help market it better. My opinion from like when I searched, and I'll let you talk in a second. I'm so sorry, Paul.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
My opinion on that is traditional publications, publishing houses, they will do a little bit of marketing for you. But in my research, but why I chose to self-publish instead of going the traditional route with the Rumroll trilogy, for debut authors, they don't typically do like that big release or whatever for you and throw a lot of money into marketing your book. So you're going to still have to do a lot of the marketing yourself in order to get it out there. So that's why I ended up just doing it myself, because I have a background in marketing anyway. It's been 10 years before I got into real estate. And for me to have gotten that marketing experience, know how to put myself out there and shit like that. I haven't been doing it for myself as much as I should. But if you put that effort in, it's going to be the same as if you got your debut novel published with a traditional publishing house. And that's my opinion. But I'm going to let Paul talk because I've just been talking. Go ahead,
Oh,
Paul.
you're fine. You're fine. Well, you're going to find in all that, if you self-publish, like Luke said, you're going to have to do all the marketing yourself. Okay. I mean, you are selling your product. Now, I went through what's called a hybrid publisher. Okay. And a hybrid publisher, it costs you money to have them publish your book for you. Now, that saved me about $7,000 because it was going to cost me about $10,000 to get my book published if I was going to come out of pocket. The hybrid publishing company charged me about $3,500, right around there. So I saved money, but I still have to do all the marketing myself. So that's why you see me on Spaces. That's why you see me on Twitter. That's why you see me here. All right. Now, if you get a traditional publisher, if you get one of the Big 10, you aren't going to have to worry about promoting your book. They are going to do it for you, even a first-time author, because a big-time company like, say, Random House Penguin, Simon & Schuster, okay, they only publish about 50 books a year. And yet, when you look on the NASDAQ or the Dow, you will see that these are the big money companies making the most money. Why is that? They promote the fuck out of the book that they are going to publish. All right. Now, you're going to get smaller houses. Now, what Luke said, if you're a first-time author, they're not going to sink as much money into you because you're not known. They're going to put some into you because, hey, if that book sells, that's more money for them, and they're going to work on it. A publishing house like that's probably going to publish maybe 200 books or 300 books a year. They're more willing to take a risk on some people. A hybrid company like what I went with is going to publish 1,000 books, maybe 2,000 books in a year, because they're just there to make the money that you're paying up front. That is how they make their money. So the other difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing, a traditional publisher, especially the Big 10, they are going to tell you what you have to change, what you need to take out, what you can use, what you should have for a book cover, because they want to sell your book. And you might have to change things in your book that you don't want to change.
Yeah.
Now, they wanted me to take things out of my book, and they're not even a traditional publishing company. They were a hybrid publishing company. And obviously I stuck to my guns, but again, because it was a hybrid, they allowed that. Versus if I would have got published by a Simon & Schuster, I would have had to make some changes if I wanted to get published. Okay. Right. So again, it depends upon what you want to get out there. If you want your message out there the way you want it out there, self-publishing is the way to go. If you are there to make money, you get out there and you query the hell out of the goddamn book and you get a traditional publisher, because you're going to make a lot more money with traditional publishing in the long run than you are self-publishing. Granted, there are self-publishers that have made it, that will make money. Okay. The average book sales in the first year for a self-publisher is 20. Average book sales for somebody that goes through, say, Simon & Schuster is going to be about 10,000. There's where your difference is.
Now, I agree with the bigger names, like the top 10 companies, that's more worth it as far as, making money and things like that, and getting like the marketing out there, because those top 10 companies, they have deep pockets. And because they only publish like 50 books a year, like you said, then their resources aren't as divided as it would be with a hybrid company or a self-publish, or not self-publish, but the other companies. Like the smaller companies, smaller publishing houses, indie publishing is the word I was looking for there. But the problem with that is it's like winning the lottery to get like one of the big 10s. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
What are the chances that one of these authors are going to get a deal with Simon & Schuster or Scholastic or Random House or something like that? It's very slim. I mean, if you can do that, you do get it, and you don't mind, the integrity of your work kind of taking a hit because you got to take out certain things or combine these two characters, or maybe you have to compromise on the cover and you really like this idea for the cover and you don't like what they chose, giving up some of those freedoms, which isn't something that I'm willing to do. But that's because it's subjective on what you want out of publishing and why you're writing. So if you're writing to get your story out there, like you said, Paul, if you're writing to get your story out there in its entirety and you're not like comfortable compromising on anything, then I think that self-publishing is the best way to go, or hybrid publishing, since there's a little bit more wiggle room, or indie publishing, the smaller publishing houses, because those are more likely to, give you that wiggle room. But if you're thinking that you're going to get a whole lot of marketing on indie publishing, smaller publishing houses, or hybrid publishing, it's going to be the same as if you've self-published. So I would suggest just putting that money back in your pocket, unless you work with a big 10 company and you want to make those compromises in order to make money from your writing. So if it's not a big 10 company, self-publish would be my opinion.
Now, I would say top 100 companies. Top 100 companies, you're going to have a better chance of getting marketed. Now, and trust me, there are thousands upon thousands of publishing companies out there. Okay, thousands. All right. Top 100, based upon my research, is the way to go. And even a smaller house. Again, I wrote over 1,000 queries. Submitted over 200 proposals, and it is really, really difficult to get published. If you're a celebrity or somebody famous, odds are you're going to have a better shot at it than someone like myself, who I didn't have the notoriety. So obviously, people aren't going to want to take a risk on a first-time author like myself. I was lucky. Page Publishing took me in, and hey, my book's out there. Other than promoting it and giving the link, I don't have to worry about getting anybody a copy or anything like that. It's all done via, they handle it, and that's the good thing about companies like Apple that allow self-publishing, and Kindle Vella and stuff like that. They handle it all for you. So if you're going to self-publish, make sure you're doing it with somebody that also is handling basically all the hard work. Because if you have to go to a printing press and get it printed yourself, print so many copies, it's money out of pocket. And then when somebody orders the book, you got to send it out yourself. That's the extreme most costly self-publishing, where you have the most control and you get 100% of the profits. So then you have, others that are going to take a small percentage.
Are you talking about vanity presses?
No.
For my self-publishing, I just put it on Amazon, and as people order it, it's printed and sent to them.
Right. You're going through Amazon. You're not doing it all yourself. You're not going to a printing house.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? You're not having like 50 copies printed and then waiting for people to order your book, and then you send your book out.
Exactly. And I don't suggest that because that can run you up. And then you got a bunch of copies that you are just sitting in your fucking garage. Like, definitely go through
Right.
Amazon if you're going to do it. Amazon's awesome. Also Ingram Sparks, that's great. Barnes and Noble gives you the same option where like it's print on demand basically. When somebody orders it, then it gets printed and shipped out to them.
Right.
I've had a lot of success with that, and my overhead is like super fucking tiny. It's great.
Yes, and that's the point I'm trying to make. And all there's different ways to self-publish, and like Ingram Sparks. Almost every traditional publishing house uses Ingram Sparks. Ingram Sparks is the printing press now. Almost every book that's printed nowadays is going to go through Ingram Sparks.
Yeah, I think Amazon actually has a thing with them for their hardcovers.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, that's again self-publishing, traditional publishing. I personally would prefer traditional publishing, especially if you can get in the top 100 presses. My book, Blood Schism, I had it submitted to a publishing house. I'm not going to name the publishing house. And they turned it down because of my character. They wanted me to change a character. I'm not willing to do that. So that's the only reason why I don't have a publisher for this book right yet. Now, Jay has told me that he's going to put me in contact with his publisher. And once I complete the book, so once the book's done, I'll resubmit it to the publishing house I went through, because that publishing house is a top 100 publishing house. And they're either going to accept it or reject it. And if they reject it, then I'll contact Jay and hopefully I'll get published. All right. Are we going to like the 80s, the Cars? All right. All right.
I cut my life into pieces. This is my plastic boy.
I love it. All right. Does anybody else want to come up and say hello or whatever? Come on the live. Come on. Somebody come up. Ask a question. Let me promote your book. Can't believe we had all these people in here and not one of them wanted to come up and say hello, other than Jay. Of course, it's Jay's show. So,
They're shy. That's all it is.
Yeah. I know. I like that. Me
too.
Yeah.
Keep it.
There you go. I like it.
I need to get it cut. I'm about to cut it like this short. That way I could just do the spiky thing that I usually do. And then I'm shaving all this. Like, I'm done. I'm finished. It's just too much work. I just put it back in a fucking ponytail anyway.
All right. I'm going to run it by Jay. And if Jay's okay with it, I think every week on the alternative, other than when I do like a special edition, like when we have Forgotten Faces on here, well, maybe I'll even do it then. I think on the alternative, if Jay's okay with it, I think every week we're going to put up the link so people can come up. And I'm going to try this out.
Can we can I start a show to where I could just talk about writing and publication and marketing and stuff like that? I would love to do that. Like, if you guys are cool with it, like if anybody would like to like listen to me talk about writing shit, because I love talking about writing shit. It's my favorite. But if anybody would like to hear me talk about writing shit, I'd love to have a show on your In the Moment platform, Paul.
Okay. Well, Jay, see, you're going to be here next week, and then Jay's going to be back. So when Jay comes back, let's do it. Okay. We'll give me a call, and yeah, we will work out the details, and we will start it up. Do you have a name for it yet?
Not yet, but I'll come up with one.
All right. Yeah, definitely. We will definitely do that. That'll give me 3 different perspectives on writings for shows. A spiritual show. I got a stoic show hopefully coming up. Jay, I'm sorry, Van. I hope that's the route we go there. Isn't that the vellum? Why have another show about writing?
Oh, you're right. You know what? I'll just open
Ed.
my own show. It's okay.
Ed, it's because it's my fucking show. And I will have as many writing shows as I fucking want. So there you go. All these shows could be about writing with different people. If you want a writing show, Ed, let me know. I will bring you up with a writing show. I love writing, and it's nice to have different perspectives. So why do we need another writing show? Another perspective. There you go.
Besides, like mine's not going to be author interviews. That's
Ed.
basically the Vellum's about author interviews, isn't it? Like that's what you usually do is you bring people up for author interviews and shit.
Well, the vellum is about parchment and what goes on parchment. So basically anything that goes on parchment, we'll talk about it. If it's a book, if it's a process, whatever the case is, here's where we have the alternative, basically we throw in a lot of different things up here. It can be about writing. It can be about rock and roll. It can be about anything,
Paul, I think I'm going to retract it. It's fine. Ed makes a good point. He's saying that you're diluting your own network with duplicate shows. And Anayat also says that perhaps get that first audience in play. And I agree. I don't think that it's probably right for me to come in with a new writing thing just yet. So just never mind. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's not a problem. And if you change your mind, hey, I will put a show on with you. Again, you got to remember too, T-Paw has a different following than what Jay has, and Jay has a different following than what you have, and you have a different following than what they have. There's people that will come to see Luke that may not come to see Jay. There's people that will come to see Jay that may not come to see T-Paw. So again, the whole idea behind this is to give people a voice, If it gets diluted, then it gets diluted. When you look at all the other shows out there, my God, let's take TYT, the Young Turks. They talk about politics. They have the damage report, the conversation, and it's diluted with politics. And yet millions of people tune in every week to watch it. Yeah, would I be diluting it with I wouldn't say duplicate shows, I would say different perspectives of shows. So, hey, yeah, it is my Titanic. And if people want to come and take a ride on the Titanic, let them. It gives people a voice. That's my objective. And if I have 10 people that want to talk about writing in different ways, come on in and talk about writing in different ways. It gives everybody a voice. That's the objective, to give everybody a voice.
Well, no, because I asked if anyone would be interested and I got my answer. So it's okay. I'm not upset about it. I asked for an honest opinion and I got one.
Right.
So
But you get your answer from Ed, and we don't know which Ed this is. This could be one of 20 different Eds. So I mean, I don't know if it's the real Ed or not. I mean, I'm so confused.
Anayat wants to know what I'm eating and wants me to share. And no, I'm not sharing, but it's Italian cheesy bread from Little Caesars with marinara sauce. And it's yummy.
Yes.
I'm out of smokes.
Have you ever done the one chip challenge?
What's a one chip challenge? Oh, I got punched.
You need to go on TikTok and just, type in one chip challenge, or go on YouTube and type in one chip challenge.
A one chip challenge. Yeah. No, I've seen that.
And all these people that do this crazy thing with this goddamn hot chip, I tell you, and I'm only bringing this up because I was thinking about Ed for a minute, and it's just like, God, I'd love to see Ed eat a fucking hot chip right about now. But anyways, I love you, Ed. I'm just messing. I love you, Ed. Got to mess back with you. Anyways, when are we going to start your writing show, Ed? All right. In
That's like,
November,
fuck you.
though, in November, I am bringing a few more shows. I'm getting some political shows on here, some Stoic shows. It's going to branch out. I'm going to be hitting politics on a couple different angles. When I bring Ariel on, we're going to primarily focus like on UBI, universal basic income, new forms of taxation and stuff like that. He's going to be reaching out to Andrew Yang, and hopefully we'll get Andrew Yang on the show. So I'm hoping. So anyways, no, lots of different varieties coming up and a little expansion. It's taken me a while to get into this. I'm still, I still haven't even gotten last week's shows uploaded on Spotify yet. So it's taking time to adjust to everything, but I'm getting there. And eventually, here we go. Luke, I would watch your show. There we go.
Pity watch. It's a pity watch. No, but thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you.
Yes. And, if you get other ideas or something else that you'd like to talk about or bring up or whatever for a show, just let me know. We'll get it going.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just do
And
something different.
Ed, you've talked to me a few times. When are you going to call me? And when are we setting up what you want to do? Call me, brother. Call me. Anyways, great show today. I wish somebody else would have come up and said hello or something, or brought their book up and advertised it. But hey, I think we're going to do this every week on The Alternative. Give people the option to come up and share. I'll have to run it by Jay, make sure it is his show. So we'll see. All right. In the meantime, everybody else, be kind, be happy, and may good things come your way. Have a good day, everybody.